The man who lives in fear dies 1,000 deaths before his body ever touches the ground. The man who masters fear, he lives once, fully, and the world bends to make room for him. There are two kinds of men walking this earth right now. One hears the voice of fear and calls it wisdom. He stays small, stays safe, stays silent. He trades his potential for the illusion of security and dies with his dreams still locked inside his chest. The other hears the exact same voice and smiles, because he knows fear is not a warning. It is an invitation. It is the universe testing whether the man in front of it has finally decided to become who he was always meant to be. You, my friend, you are the second man. You're not here by accident. The very fact that you pressed play on this message tells me the shift has already begun. You are no longer the version of yourself that fear could control. You are becoming the version that fear now serves. True power, true freedom, true life. It never begins in the world outside you. It begins in the quiet, ruthless decision inside your own mind. The moment you stop running from fear and start using it as fuel, everything changes. The chains don't disappear. You simply stop believing they were ever real. And right now, in this very moment, the signs are already all over your life. You may not have named them yet, but you feel them, deep in your bones, in the way your chest tightens when opportunity knocks. And instead of shrinking, you lean in. That's the first unmistakable sign. You no longer confuse comfort with peace. The old you would have done anything to stay comfortable. The new you feels discomfort and recognizes it as the sound of growth. You sit in the tension now. You let it burn. You understand that every great man who ever walked this planet was forged in the exact same fire you're standing in right now. The seed doesn't become an oak by staying in soft soil. It cracks open. It pushes through darkness. It fights for the light. You, my friend, are cracking open, and the world is about to meet the man who is always waiting on the other side. Another powerful indicator. You have stopped waiting for permission. Fear used to dress itself up as, I need more information. I need more time. I need someone to believe in me first. You now see that for exactly what it was. Cowardice wearing a suit. Today your language has changed. The words maybe someday have been burned from your vocabulary. You speak in certainty. I am becoming. I am facing it. I am the man who moves anyway. You no longer ask the world if you're ready. You decide. And in that single decision, the universe shifts from opponent to ally. Cause and effect bend toward the man who has finally chosen. Look at your habits now. Really look. You have begun to protect your time like a sacred temple. The old you let fear disguised as people-pleasing steal hours, days, years. You said yes when every cell screamed no. You stayed in rooms where your soul was suffocating just to avoid the temporary discomfort of disappointing someone. Not anymore. You say no now. Clean, calm, final. And every time you do, you feel the power return to your spine. You understand that your time is the only non-renewable resource you will ever own. Fear will never again rent space in your calendar. You have evicted it. That's not arrogance. That's mastery. You have also started waking up differently. The man who is overcoming fear does not hand the first hour of his day to the world. He claims it. He builds the ritual. Cold water on the face, feet on the ground, breath deep into the belly. He stares at the version of himself in the mirror and says, without flinching, today we move anyway. No more doom scrolling. No more letting the mind run wild with imagined disasters before the sun has even risen. You now prime the nervous system for courage instead of collapse. You have turned your mornings into a forge, and every dawn, another layer of weakness is hammered away. Another sign, and this one runs deeper than most will ever admit. You have begun to enjoy solitude, the way kings enjoy silence before battle. Fear once drove you into noise, distractions, validation, anything to avoid sitting alone with your thoughts. Now you crave the workshop of your own mind. You sit in the quiet and you listen, not to the fearful voice, to the deeper one, the one that has always known your destiny. In that silence, you alchemize pain into purpose. You turn yesterday's terror into today's strategy. You become dangerous to mediocrity because you are no longer afraid of yourself. You now track your inputs like a warrior tracks his weapons. Every book you read, every conversation you allow, every piece of content you consume, you measure it against one ruthless question. Does this make me stronger in the face of fear, or does it feed the old coward? You have deleted the accounts, left the group chats, ended the relationships that kept you small. Not out of bitterness, out of love for the man you are becoming. You understand that your environment is either a greenhouse for courage or a graveyard for potential. You chose the greenhouse, and here is where the energy truly begins to shift. You no longer try to eliminate fear. You have learned to walk with it, like an old rival who now trains you. The old you waited for fear to leave before he acted. The new you acts while fear is still screaming. That is the difference between boys and men, between dreamers and legends. You feel the heart race, the stomach drop, the voice whisper you might fail, and you take the step anyway, every single time, because you now know the secret. Fear has no power once it is no longer obeyed. It becomes background noise, like wind against a mountain. The mountain does not argue with the wind, it simply stands. You are becoming that mountain. You have started speaking to yourself like a king instead of a beggar. I am not the fear. I am the man who moves through it. This feeling is not a stop sign, it is a starting pistol. You repeat these truths until they live in your nervous system. You have replaced the old soundtrack of doubt with the new rhythm of certainty, and the body follows the mind that has decided. Another indicator that cannot be faked. You now see every test as the next elevation. The deal that fell through, the relationship that ended, the project that scared you half to death. These are no longer tragedies. They are the curriculum. You study them, you extract the lesson, you rise. Fear once broke you, now it builds you. The universe does not waste its most valuable students. It puts them through the hardest courses. You are in advanced training, my friend, and you are passing. You have developed the rarest form of courage, emotional regulation. You feel the wave of panic. You do not suppress it. You do not numb it. You watch it. You breathe. You ask it, what are you here to teach me? And then you act from power instead of reaction. This is not soft. This is the ultimate masculine discipline. The man who can feel everything and still choose his course is unstoppable. You are becoming that man. Look at your discernment now. It is sharpened into a blade. You can smell imagined fear from real danger a mile away. The mind's projections, the what-ifs, the catastrophic stories. You catch them in the first 3 seconds, and you cut them down. You keep only the fear that protects life and growth. Everything else is noise, and you no longer listen to noise. You're building systems that make courage automatic. Daily micro-acts of bravery stacked like bricks. One uncomfortable conversation, one honest admission, one piece of content shipped, even though your hands shook. You don't wait for motivation. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You have engineered your life so that action is the default setting. Fear still shows up, but your systems are stronger. The machine of your discipline now runs hotter than the fire of your doubt. And because of these systems, you have begun to create value at a level the old you could never imagine. You pour yourself into your craft, your mission, your people, even when no one is watching. Not for applause, not to prove anything, simply because the man who has overcome fear cannot help but build. Creation is the natural expression of a free soul. You are free now, and the world is receiving the gifts only a free man can give. Your character is expanding to hold the weight of the life that is coming. The old container could never carry the wealth, the impact, the legacy that is now heading toward you. So the universe is stretching you, forging you, widening the vessel. Every time fear rises and you choose courage, another crack in the old self seals with steel. You are no longer becoming, you have become. The transformation is already done. The results are simply catching up. You now understand the final truth that separates the few from the many. Fear was never the enemy, it was the doorman. And you, my friend, have walked through. You no longer chase courage. Courage chases you. You no longer hope for freedom. Freedom is your natural state. You no longer wonder if you will make it. You already have. Stand up, right now. Feel your feet on the ground. Square your shoulders. Look straight ahead. The man staring back at you in the mirror is no longer the one who ran. He is the one who leads. Fear has already noticed. It has stepped aside because the man it used to control no longer exists. You are the proof. You are the example. You are the legacy. And the best is still ahead. Now go. The world has been waiting for this version of you, and it will never be the same again. You are no longer afraid. You are the man who overcame. And that, my friend, is everything.